Magandang araw po sa inyo mga kabansa. Kayo ay nasa Iparas kay Paras. At ito ay yung lingkod, Ado Paglinawan, na nagbubukal ng pagbati para sa ating sekretary.
Magandang hapon po mga kababayan. Natatawa ako paring Alo dahil dito sa pangyayari na i-discuss natin. Magandang hapon paring Ado. Ako ay nakatatawa dito kasi it's a poetic justice ha?
Poetic justice.
Poetic. Malaki rin ang poet nitong babaeng ito kaya poetic justice ha? Kasi parang ha? Sobrang nagyayabang na, sobra siyang bumabanat na sa mga Duterte. Humihirit na ng gusto at pinagyayabang niya yung mga acquittal and everything, pero hindi pala niya assured na talagang malinis ang desisyon ng korte. Kaya alam mo, ito yung babae na nagyayabang na pero ang Diyos ay nagbabantay sa kanya. Kasi mahirap yung may ginagawa kang masama tapos minanipulate ng bagong gobyerno na nabuhayan ka. Pero ang Diyos pala hindi pa kumbinsido. Kaya ito yung pangyayari. Ito, pakinggan muna natin itong kayabangan ito. Itong babaeng ito, mga kababayan. Pakinggan natin.
Yes, I'm definitely convinced that there is strong evidence against VP Sara. Talagang minonitor ko closely yung mga hearings sa Quadcom, sa hearings ng Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, lalo na yung sa usapin ng confidential and intelligence funds, lalo na also dun sa usapin yung kanyang lantaran na pag-threaten sa buhay ng Pangulo, ng Speaker at ng First Lady. That is totally unbecoming of a very high official as the Vice President. It goes into her character, it goes into her integrity, her dignity, issues of dignity.
Sobrang magsalita itong siyempre ano bang itsura ng Dayan? So, paano ba si Dayan, ano bang pipiliin ang itsura din ni papatulan ni Dayan? Di ganito din itsura, di ba?
Yung character pinag-uusapan
banat ng banat against the Vice President. Sa itsura lang, wala siyang kalingkingan sa kagandahan ni Sara Duterte. Tapos, daldal ng daldal, ginawa lang siyang, hindi pa nga na-proclaim questionable pa nga yung pagsali niya dyan sa dahil hindi pa nga final yung mga decision against her cases, criminal cases. Nagsasalita na, nagyayabang na prosecutor daw siya at pinagsisinungalingan sa publiko yung strength daw ng evidence ng impeachment kay Inday Sara. Wala talagang kwenta itong babae na ito. Pero ang Diyos ay nagbabantay. So, what happens now? Ito, lumabas yung desisyon ng Court of Appeals. Hindi pa pala siya off the hook. She is still a criminal, an indicted criminal. Ito, pakinggan natin tingnan muna natin ang news report. Ito.
News 5. Court of Appeals voids De Lima's acquittal in one drug case. Remands to RTC.
A Court of Appeals division has voided the acquittal of former Senator Laila De Lima in one drug case. the Commission, the Court of Appeals 8th Division has granted the Office of the Solicitor General, OSG, their petition for certiorari assailing the Limas acquittal in the drug case involving former Bureau of Correction Chief Rafael Ragos in a decision dated April 30 but was made public on Thursday, May 15. The appellate court remanded the case to the municipality of to the Muntinlupa City Regional Trial Court, Branch 204, and ordered the judge to write a new decision. The Limas defense team said this will not send the congresswoman-elect back to jail, observing status quo. Generally, there is a rule protecting defendants from double jeopardy, meaning you cannot convict someone who's already been acquitted. But in some instances, the appellate court voids acquittals for grounds like mistrial, and in this particular case, the Lima's case was remanded based on the judge commission of grave abuse of discretion. Okay. So, yan po, mga kababayan. Ang Diyos ang nagde-decide. Kung mabait ka, hindi ka sobrang mayabang, sobrang mapagmalaki, sasamahan ka ng blessings ng ating Panginoon. Pero kung sobra ka naman mapagmalaki, hindi pa nga tapos yung kaso mo, inapil pala yung kaso. Akala mo, kung mag-aasta, itong si Mrs. Dayan, Mrs. Dayan ba ang husband ito? Hindi pala, yung si ano pala, yung mataba na kapartner ko dati sa restaurant, yung si Bato of Bohol. Yung pala ang husband ito dati. Pero hiwalay sila. Siguro hindi rin nagustuhan ni Bohol ito.
Nagkabuhol-buhol.
Nagkabuhol-buhol yung buhay nila. Kaya iniwanan din ni John Bohol. At of course, he was in the arms of John Nell. So ito po ang pangyayari. So sinasabi daw ng kanyang abogado ay the remanding of the decision does not entail the lifting of the acquittal. Ay that's ano bang tawag niyan? Pinapangunahan niyo ang korte.
Obfuscation yan.
Alam mo, ang desisyon, very clear. Remanded
lumabas na yung decision
to the court because there was grave abuse of discretion committed by the court. So, yung acquittal, kasi the acquittal was provided in the dispositive portion, acquitted siya. Binoid ng court yun. It was declared invalid. So, anong sinasabi ngayon ninyo na hindi siya convicted or ano? Magbabago pa yung desisyon ng korte niyan. Bakit? Dahil yung recantation ni Ragos, it does not mean na that's the end all thing. Yung court, hindi niya in-explain anong implication ng recantation ni Ragos. Alam mo, under the basic principle of sa jurisprudence at saka sa batas, yung recantation kasi is frowned upon by the court. Kasi normally, second thought na yan. Kaya dapat i-emphasize ng korte in its decision na ano ba ang relasyon ng recantation doon sa final decision. Diniscuss ba yung recantation? Mayroon bang sinasabi na yung kanyang recantation, yung kanyang testimony was found with threat, intimidation, kaya napilitan siya na magsabi na dinala niya yung pera na 5 million galing sa drug lords at dinonate kay Dilima para makatakbo siya na senador. Walang ganon sa desisyon ng korte. Kaya sabi ng Court of Appeals, ibalik natin to because there is no proper grounds by the court kung anong significance ng recantation. So ito, pakinggan natin ito si Attorney Panelo. Ito si Attorney Panelo. Madalas ako hindi na nananiwala nito, pero this time I agree with him in his opinion regarding pakinggan natin si Attorney Salvador Panelo.
I think a copy of the decision was given to me 3 days earlier.
Before it came out?
Before it came out. In fact, nagtataka nga ako bakit the mainstream media ignored it. Kaya ako mismo nagpadala sa mga media outlets. Sabay na pinost ko sa aking Facebook account.
Okay, 3 days earlier po than April 30? Tama po ba?
Hindi. 3 days earlier na 3 days earlier ngayon. So, ibig sabihin, today is 16. So, 3 days earlier. The other day lang.
How do you read this decision saying that the Muntinlupa RTC decision is null and void, that there was grave abuse of discretion? The camp of Attorney Dilima says this was just a poorly written decision and there is room to revise what the judge wrote.
When that decision came out, acquitting the former senator in 2022, I think, 2022, I was one of the first to assail the decision as being gravely erroneous because the decision was based on the recantation of the testimony of the principal witness, Ragos. And I was saying that there is nothing in the record that shows that Ragos' first testimony pointing to the accused as having committed the crime was never proven to have been made under coercion. There was no proof that he was intimidated or there was a threat to kill him if he did not testify the way he did. And so I said, if that is only the basis of your decision, a recantation, then you are violating the rules on evidence. A recanted testimony has always been viewed as very weak in considering the evidence against or in favor of the accused. And moreover, I said, there are evidence in the record that shows the guilt of the accused apart from the testimony of Ragos. Kaya sinabi ko, I was even egging. I said, the government should appeal this because it is against the law and against the evidence. In other words, kaya tama yung ginawa ng Solicitor General Maynard Guevara when he filed a petition for certiorari kasi there was an excess or lack of jurisdiction. Kaya sabi ng court, tama ang petition dahil yung mismong court ay violated the constitutional mandate. Kailangan kasi pag may decision ka, you have to explain exactly the facts of the case and then the evidence upon which your acquittal is based. Anyway, wala, hindi niya ginawa yun Basta sinabi niya lang, since the testimony of Ragos was recanted, then there is no more basis for the guilt of the accused.
Well, Attorney, is it just a matter of rewriting that decision, or could there be a retrial? We do know that there is a principle against double jeopardy in the Constitution, that no person shall be twice put in jeopardy of punishment for the same offense. Ano pong ibig sabihin pag sinabing null and void yung decision ng Muntinlupa RTC? Binabawi ba yung acquittal na yon? At pwede bang itry ulit? Given nga po yung principle against double jeopardy.
Alam mo, para maging valid ang acquittal, kailangan one of the more important elements is may jurisdiction ang hukuman. But since the court has rendered a decision saying that there was a grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excessive jurisdiction, di ibig sabihin, the element para ma-validate mo yung acquittal is missing, and therefore it's null and void. Kung null and void, then there can be no double jeopardy. Now, as to your question, magkakaroon ba ng trial? Not necessarily. Ang sinasabi ng hukuman, kulang yung ebidensya that will show the guilt. Another thing, kulang din yung explanation mo kung bakit mo ina-absuelto. Wala kang pino-point out na mga evidence that will lead to the acquittal. Not even the law, wala ka rin sinasabi. Kaya mangyayari yan, there will be a continuation of the trial. As I said earlier, ang pinakamahalaga kasi doon, Gretchen, you should prove na yung kalakaran na nagsinungaling ka ay hindi mo ginawang voluntaryo. Madalit sabi, kaya ka nagsinungaling kasi tinakot ka. Merong mga circumstances that force you to lie.
For me, as a lawyer, and pareho kami ng eskwelahan ni Mr. Panelo, magkaiba lang kaming fraternity, siya Sigma Rho, ako Upsilon. Ako ay kumukonforme sa mga sinasabi niya doon sa issue whether or not a double jeopardy can occur. The decision of the court was very clear. It voided the grant of acquittal. So, as if there was no acquittal. Sabi ni Panelo, which I agree, the court granting the acquittal being void because he had no jurisdiction. Sabi ng court, he has committed a grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or no jurisdiction. So, kung wala kang jurisdiction, yung kaso na nirender mo, yung decision, ay as if nothing. So, the court has abdicated from its the Court of Appeals has removed that acquittal, being that the RTC has no jurisdiction to rule on the case. So, there are implications here. It can be that the court, in order to abide by the decision of the Court of Appeals, has to look at the case and find out if during the trial mayroon ba siyang na-omit. Kasi ang sinasabi dyan, yung recantation ni Gragos was the basis. Pero ang sinasabi ng Court of Appeals, ano bang basis? Yung recantation alone was the basis for the acquittal?
So, hindi pwedeng basta i-recant ang isang testimony.
Yes, because it's found upon by the court. Parang may duda. Kasi, unless maprubahan, kaya na dapat ilagay ng court na ang korte naniniwala na may basihan yung pag-withdraw niya nung kanyang testimony dahil naprubahan ni Ragos na walang visa ko yung testimony ko kasi pinilit ako.
Walang ganun.
Pinilit siya or binayaran siya or whatever. Hindi na-explain ng judge yan. Hindi nalatag ng judge yung mga grounds bakit basta-basta lang. Sinabi lang na, nag-recant, tapos na. No. But if recantation is frowned upon, hindi basta-basta ka na i-bakit mo yung testimony. Tatanungin mo muna, ano bang kahulugan ng testimony mo?
Pala yun.
Mapapaniwalaan ba yung testimony mo or hindi? Kung mapapaniwalaan, di tuloy yung kaso. Kung hindi mapaniwalaan, walang tanong, bakit hindi mapaniwalaan? Pinilit ka ba?
Ang recantation pala sa batas ay kailangan i-validate.
I-validate.
Oo.
Kasi madalas, alam mo,
ginagawa niyong laruan ng korte.
in so many cases kasi paring posibleng bayaran yung witness
Para mag-recant.
para mag-recant.
Which is most likely, in my opinion,
Posibleng binayaran ni Dilima. Si Ragos. Kasi 5 taon na yung bakit within the 5 years, bakit ngayon ka lang nag-recant?
Tagal na siya.
At saka under a new administration. Di ba? At saka there are videos taken during the testimony ni Ragos. May video. There was no evidence that he was intimidated, that he was forced to say those things na sinasabi niya na nagdala siya ng pera kay Dilima. Walang ebidensya na pinipilit siya na sabihin yung facts na yon.
So, hindi ka panipaniwala ang recantation.
And much more, nag-imbestiga na ang Senado, hindi niya withdraw yung kanyang testimony. He testified in the Senate investigation na totoo talaga yung nagdala siya ng pera kay Dilima.
Kinumpirma pa.
And the money came from the drug lords. Paano naman natin yan basta-basta na lang pagkawala dahil nahalal si Marcos, dahil kini-question ni Marcos at saka yung DOJ ni Marcos ay against Duterte, tapos Duterte administration yung nagpakulong sa kanya, pwede na lang basta-basta maniobrahin mo na lang, parang ganun. Hindi pwede yan. Kaya itong si Dilima, Miss Dilima, huwag kang magmamalaki. Unang-una, hindi ka pa na-proclaim na congressman representing this ML party list. Pangalawa, mauusog yung proclamation mo kasi right now you are still under an indictment. Paano yan? Kung mag-convict ka, kasi mababago ngayon yung desisyon, if it's proven na talagang totoo yung sinasabi ni Ragos, kasi wala namang ebidensya ang korte na ini-intimidate siya, mabigat yan, paring Ado. Mabigat yan. Oo. So, yun po ang mga pangyayari dyan. So, without much ado, yun po ang consequence ng pagka ang Diyos na ang magde-decide. Huwag ka masyadong
huwag ka masyadong kampante.
Oo, kampante. Huwag ka masyadong nauna.
Huwag kang adelantado.
Oo. Tapos, sasabihin mo, masyadong malaking ebidensya against Sara Duterte. Wala namang ebidensya. The COA nga, the Commission on Audit has already said that clean yung audit nila sa Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education. Confidential funds yan eh. So, it's only the chairman of the COA who can look into this and find out whether or not yung pag-disburse ng funds, was it really for the purpose to serve the confidentiality of purpose. Yan lang po. So, mga kababayan, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Ito po yung inyong kaibigan, former Secretary, Political Advisor ni Pangulong Duterte, Jing Paras, nagsasabi ng magandang hapon sa inyong mga kababayan. At ito naman ang aking paring ado.
Huwag kalimutan mag-subscribe sa Iparas kay Paras at i-click ang notification bell. Maraming salamat.
Marami pong salamat.